Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Dang, looks like we'll be hitting a milestone today. Today is the 100th episode of Herb Oracle. I'm so glad that I'm numbering the episodes. That's kind of interesting because we hit 100, just like it's a big whoop-de-doo when the kids hit their 100th day of school, because they know they only have 80 more days to go. We are here at the 100th episode, so that's kind of fun. Will we only have 80 more to go? I don't know. We'll see. We will see. So, I mean, it's hard to predict the future. Yesterday, that's what we were talking about, the law of prophecy, right? All you can do when predicting the future is read the current energy. So if I was going to read the current energy of this podcast, I mean, I'd have to take into the account that I enjoy it. I like doing it. But, you know, I'd look at the numbers and be like, well, it's pretty much stayed the same, right? Like, so if I'm enjoying it, keep doing it. But, you know, it's not like it's growing. We are definitely in winter dormancy right now. So on that note, it's the 100th podcast. If you have had a favorite podcast, take that favorite episode and send it off to a friend. That's the only way anything grows, is if you send it out into the universe. So if you enjoy listening, share it with a friend. So the law of prophecy was yesterday, and it was long, and I don't even know what I wrote down. The only true future that exists is the desire or will of source of all creation. I wrote that down. It's all unfolding in the I am now. The coolest thing about yesterday, the law of prophecy, was that it talked about sacred geometry. And then I ended up pulling out my gold Metatron's cube, and we did a layout with that. So we had a prop yesterday. I was getting all fancy. And it talked about sacred geometry is a manifestation of God's love, and it also helps us tune into the Akashic records. Now, when you look at flowers and nature and weird types of broccoli, there are some forms of sacred geometry that are super duper obvious. I actually saw this really cool picture infographic thing that it took flowers and then like it overlaid like basically like a geometric pattern on top of it. I should try to find that again because it was so cool. Like that basically like sacred geometry is in nature. Like talk about God's love. God's love is definitely shown in nature and flowers and things that are like that. So that's pretty cool to me. The law of prophecy said, when reading energy, know that it changes moment to moment. We can change the outcome of all prophecies. Just by hearing it, we change it to some degree. So that was yesterday. Let's see what we're doing today. So it's the 100th episode. We're doing the 76th law, the law of radiation. Okay. All right. We're having a party now. The law of radiation. So we'll read it, and then since it is the 100th episode and we should have a party, I grabbed the Enchanted Spell Oracle. This is the oracle with the medieval hedge witches. So I think that we'll see who comes to our party. We're having the 100th episode party today with some hedge witches, and we'll just see who actually shows up and see like what we're a vibrational match to. I got up really nice and early today, and just like that, like the seasons, it is dark in the morning. Did you notice that where you're at? Depending where you're at, depending what side of the world you're at. But if you're up here in North America, was it not like, did it not get super dark like earlier last night and also stayed darker longer this morning? So I'm just thinking about that because it is 7:44 and I'm looking out at my lilac bush and it's just, yeah, it's still darkish. It's still dark. It's lighter out, but no sunrise, no visible sunrise today. Okay, the law of radiation. Let's even see if it has anything to do with radiation. Maybe not in the way that we thinketh. So this expression of divine activity is one of the most practical utility. Understanding radiatory or emanatory condition of all substances as a specific point in evolution allows one to approach reality. It is the outer effect produced by all forms in all kingdoms when their internal activity has reached such a stage of vibratory activity that the confining walls of the form no longer form a prison, but permit the liberation of the subjective essence. Okay, hang tight. There's just one more sentence. Liberation means the ability of any conscious atom to pass out of one sphere of energized influence into another of a higher vibration of a larger and wider expanse of conscious realization. So of conscious realization. Okay, did you understand anything that I just read? Or is it just me? I kind of understood the sentence that said once the internal activity has reached a stage of vibratory activity, then the confining walls of the form no longer form a prison. So it seems like that, to me, that was like talking about like maybe like activating our light body or something, like our spirit is no longer imprisoned in this form. What the hell, man? The law of radiation. This expression of divine activity is one of the most practical utility. So basically everything, all substances, I don't even know. Everything's got this vibe going on inside of them. And once their internal activity reaches a certain stage, they're no longer imprisoned by their form. Liberation means the ability of any conscious atom to pass out of one sphere into another of higher vibration and wider expanse of conscious realization. Okay, I just signed up to read it. It's the law of radiation. Not what I was thinking, right? I was thinking like getting x-rays or something. So that's the law of radiation. It's still the 100th episode. Yeehaw! All right. Let's pull some oracle cards on that. Too bad that wasn't a fun law. That law was not fun. Does that mean our hedge witches are also not going to be fun? Tomorrow we're going to do the law of rebirth to end the week. And I'm just telling you, I see the word sex in it. So I'm going to flip it over as to not spoil the surprise for myself. Okay, so this is a really great oracle deck. The Enchanted Spell Oracle by Priestess Moon. It's got a cute book. So Priestess Moon is Megan Fraser. She's in West Australia. It's a lovely deck. You can check her out at priestessmoondesign.com. So let's see who comes through. Let's see. Let me see what she's got in the front of the book. I have tried so many different layouts this week, and then the universe just comes in and be's like, who cares what you want? So let's see what she has. She has a crescent moon layout. It's 5 cards, and it kind of goes like in an arc. So I guess the crescent moon's like rotated, 90 degrees to the right. So it's like an arc, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 card spread is the option to choose when you want to consider your question from different perspectives. Ooh. So do we have a question today? What lies in the future for my podcasts? Because I've really been contemplating again, another opportunity has arisen for me of a path to follow. Acquiring some training in a type of therapy that would actually give me a real job, more of a real job. And, it's like I'm really drawn to it. It's just, I think in my head that I've already signed up. Of course, I want to finish these last 30 whatever laws of the universe for this podcast. When I look at Herbal Marie, I literally have 70 more tarot podcasts to do, plus at least 30 herbs that I want to do, plus ailments, plus a few other random podcasts. I figured out I had 44 more podcasts that I'd really like to do here, 222 podcasts that I really like to do there. And it's part of me is yeah, but maybe finish up your podcasts more before you start a new endeavor, because there's only so many hours in the day. And then part of me is well, can't you do your training and schooling while you still do podcasts, And I have other things too that I might want to complete first. So anyways, it's an interesting time in my life because I really don't want to walk away from Herbal Marie without finishing what I set out to do. I made goals for myself, karmically, I'd like to complete them because I said I would. But then at the same time, I look at my Patreon page and I literally have only 20 people out of the thousands of people that listen in to my podcast over there. There's 20 people who think it's worth putting $1 in the tip jar. So and I look at the Apple podcast, iTunes, or I don't know what it's called. I only have 3 reviews. No one really seems to care about that podcast from my perspective. So from me, it's well, if you're gonna do it, it's obviously just for you. Same thing with this podcast. I show up every day because it serves me. Do you know? So I have to look at my podcast and really evaluate well, how's it going to feel if you quit? Probably not good. That drives you crazy when you don't finish, something you set out to. Kind of on my YouTube channel, I started crystal classes and I'm going through this deck. There is pretty much nothing except death that will, I will eventually finish them. Anything that I ever start, I finish. Pretty much. Unless it's a total absolute, I made a mistake, this isn't for me, but that rarely happens. I'm pretty committed. I'm super monogamous. If I am doing something, I'm doing it. So I think that's my question for the crescent moon layout. Looking at my projects. Okay, so this is a layout that wants to take different perspectives. This layout gives choices on which action to take. So shuffle the cards, considering your inquiry in depth. When you feel ready, cut the cards in 2, which is interesting because I do have the deck cut in two right in front of me, but I didn't even read that yet. But did I even shuffle them? I don't know. Cut the cards in two and choose one stack. Select 5 cards from the top of this pile and lay them in a semicircle from left to right as shown. That's weird. I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna have to make room on my desk because the crescent moon's actually rather long and skinny. So we've got 1, 2, 3, not too big of an arc. It's just a little crescent moon, little skinny moon, little sweet skinny moon. They look so cute in the night sky. So adorbs. Okay, there it is. There's our crescent. And card number 1 is your present situation. Card number 2 is what lies ahead if no action is taken. Card number 3 is the theme that overarches the whole question, the big picture. Card number 4 is the suggested action to take if you want to make a change. And card number 5 is the outcome of the suggested action. So sometimes layouts get a little confusing, but let's just see. Like, I probably would have shuffled them more, but like, I already somehow had them cut in 2, which was weird. So I honor weirdness in my life. I certainly honor weirdness in my life. So let's just see what number 1 says. Okay. So, the current present situation of my podcast is illumination. Illumination. What's it say here? There's words on this card. I don't know. What is that word? Showing, maybe? You light even now. Shine on, beautiful ones. You are loved. Okay, so my current situation with my podcast is I show up pretty regular and I keep shining my light. Same thing with my YouTube channel. I keep regularly for the past 10 years showing up, shining my light, regardless if there's a demand for it or not. So illumination is my current present situation. And yeah, like, I'm asking for more light to be shown on it, for my path to be more clear. Like, I can try to manage several paths at once. I'm okay with doing that. Like I am a fairly good multi-dimensional being as far as having my hands in several different pots, or you know what I'm saying? Like, even juggling 2 podcasts, like, some people are like, how do you even do that? And I'm like, it's really no big deal to me, because there's a lot of hours in the day, for me anyways. Like, this keeps my morning busy. Homeschooling keeps a chunk of my day busy. But there's still like actually the evening chunk of time that's like, okay, I've done the dishes, like the house is clean. Like, that's why, like, I think I probably could start my online training for RTT. It's rapid transformational therapy. I feel like I could start that because it's going to take at least 3 months to do it. Like, I could probably still do that and do all my other things. But okay, next card. Card number 2 is what lies ahead if no action is taken. So wait, what does that mean? Like, no action taken, like I stop doing everything, or I don't change anything? All right, let's just see. Protection. So if no action is taken, I'm still going to be protected. Either way. Well, that's pretty reassuring. Whether I do or I don't, still got the priestess of protection, witch hazel, lily, birch, bay, lavender, valerian. She's got all these beautiful herbs behind her. She's like, it really actually doesn't matter. That's what my guides are saying. My guides are saying to me, we don't really care. It doesn't matter what you do. We're still going to protect you and let you kind of bebop on your path, whichever path you want to take. Like, we are here for you, girl. It don't even matter to us. We're just glad that you're expanding and growing and thinking and contemplating and always ever searching for that greater experience. I think that's what my guides are saying to me. Like, you're going to be fine either way. And more, my life is showing me that. Like, okay, like in my ego mind, I look at my podcast and I'm very disappointed. Like, just disgusted with the lack of support and response on the grander scale. My spirit soul is like, yeah, but like, you're enjoying yourself, and like, even though your ego is being a bitch, like, you still actually have like an amazing group of supporters and like the listeners. I had to blow hair everywhere. And the people that do listen in are beautiful. They're the beautiful ones. Of course, it's going to attract the minority, right? As you shine your light and do your spiritual work, there's not going to be a whole lot of people that show up at your party, because the majority of people are asleep under the veil of illusion and caught up in 3D bullshit. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know that once you go off the normal path, right, the expected 3D ego normal path, you're gonna maybe walk alone or with very few people until, you know, more and more people start to awaken and catch up. So anyways, it's definitely two different perspectives to look at everything. And I feel like that even like in my life, like 6 months ago, money was like a ginormous issue, not having enough of it. And now it's like everything has changed and I'm fine. Like, truly. Each week I seem to have extra money. And there's nothing that I really need for. There are things that I have to save up for, but like, as far as being taken care of, I am like 600% more taken care of than I was 6 months ago. So financially, like, all my prayers actually are being met, and they're still continuing to change, even though like my ego is still like caught up on a few things. I feel like my guides are like, with this card of protection, saying, we are going to take care of you no matter what. So choose whatever the hell you want. Like, we're going to be with you. Okay, card number 3 is the theme that overarches the whole question, the big picture. Oh my God. Okay, so I already know with my own intuition what my life is really all about. So let's see what this says. Oh my God. This is way sweeter. It's shine. So what is the theme that overarches this whole question, this whole big picture of my life? It is about shining my light. So we started off with illumination, protection, and shine. And I'm really glad I got that. Let me just take one step back. I really am glad that the protection card is with me, because especially this week, I have stepped out into public, my online public things. I did a live stream, 2 live streams, and I got a couple characters in my broadcast that, you know, if I was new to this, they would have scared me away, because guys can be creeps, inappropriate, rude, and yeah, like, you know, that's the thing. Like, when you put yourself out and you become popular or semi-famous. We'll call my condition semi-famous. Not everyone is. You're not going to attract only the beautiful ones. Like every once in a while, you just seem to attract the wrong kind of attention, or someone that you're like, I hope they never find out where I live. So I'm really glad. I just want to thank that protection card because, keep it on strong and maintain my boundaries, and keep the psychos in check, please. I really appreciate it. So our overall theme is a message of shine. It's the holly bush, this beautiful holly bush that looks good all winter long, all through the darkest months of the year. It still has shiny leaves and bright red berries. Like, it doesn't let anyone dull its sparkle. There's even a silver unicorn beside her saying, like, magic is what you are and who you are. And the overall big picture is to keep shining. You are love. You are light. It is what you do. When you don't share yourself, it doesn't feel right. Like, I have taken like 6 months off at a time within my broadcasting career, and I felt terrible. Like, not putting myself out there, not connecting with myself, not shining my light, not sharing my messages. It's like it stopped the whole flow of energy. And the person that suffered the most was me. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it was such a great realization that when I broadcast, when I podcast, the person that benefits the most is me. So I have to shine on. I have to show up, ignore the shade, ignore the overcast, and just shine. So the theme that overarches the whole question, like what I should do about my podcast, is just shine. It's just shine. Okay, I love it. All right, card number 4 is the suggested action to take if you want to make a change. So if I want to make a change, the suggested, why can't I say that word? Suggested action to take is enchantment, with the ash tree and a green mermaid dragon beside her. Oh my God, I'm in love. Enchantment. Okay. This is really, really interesting to me because I haven't really talked about this, but now I'm going to. I have been very, 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 very drawn to opening, adopting, incorporating some witchy ways that have arisen within me. And at first I was just like, it must just be Halloween. Right? Because I usually keep it pretty normal outwardly. But lately I have been, there's an aspect of me where maybe it's a previous incarnation that I was definitely more of a witch. And I'm already pretty damn witchy in this incarnation. Even though, like, I renounced it, like, people were like, oh, you like herbs? Are you like, are you a witch too? And I would be like, no. I would just always just say no to them, because I really wasn't into, like, doing the spells or learning any of the things that, like, they seem to know, or paganism, or I just wasn't gonna adopt any previous set mindset, if that makes sense. It's like, I'm just gonna be me, do my own thing. I'm not adopting any certain religion or spirituality or belief system. Like, I just was hell-bent on creating my own mix match of ideas and concepts and beliefs, right? Like, I'm not gonna categorize and put myself in any box, even if it is like a pretty cool box, you know, claiming to be something still puts you in a box. So I never ever, even though I naturally, without being educated on anything, found myself, and looking back, I see more and more of it, doing witchy things. Like without even realizing it, I was casting spells or setting intentions or connecting with the earth or having my own type of rituals or, you know. So kind of funny, but this month, you know, like I found that book at the library called The Witch in the Boardroom. Like I keep stumbling upon things that whisper in my ear, you're a witch, right? And I did do a podcast like once on Herbal Marie, you know, saying like, you know, calling out all my green goddesses and being like, call yourself what you want, but you're a witch. You know, like I'm trying to have a sense of humor about it, because part of me is like a little freaked out about it. But I have had this serious call these past months to step up my enchantment, to step up my magic, to step up my power of focus and creation and spelling. So I always feel like I'm casting spells every time I open my mouth. I understand that the words that I speak are magical. I can speak things into existence. I haven't always been an A+ student in this arena, but I have been really called lately to clean that up, improve, and practice, as well as start to focus and generate some energetic results in a lot of different other areas. And, you know, that boils down to it being pretty witchy. So enchantment is the card that says, if you're gonna make changes, if you're gonna do anything different, let it just be being more enchanted. Let it just be being more magical and focused and really honing your skills and really directing your internal power of energy and manifestation. So anyways, it's a new definition probably of a witch, you know what I mean? And I hate to still categorize myself with anybody or anything, but if I'm being honest with me, it really is time to up the enchantment. All right, now the 5th card is the outcome of the suggested action. So if I step in to my role as a hedge witch or energetic priestess or green witch or however else I would want to claim it and be it, if I really step into that path, quietly even, I don't even need to tell anybody I'm doing anything, right? I know this. All I need to do is shine for people. They don't really need to know what happens in my head or in my heart or in my kitchen or in my backyard or, you know. What will happen? This is the 5th card. What is the outcome if I step up my enchantment? And the 5th card is divination. So if I step up my enchantment, if I start embracing my inner witch, the outcome is going to be more messages from the divine, more guidance, more clarity, more security in knowing what I know. I just have chills all through my body, particularly down my right leg, my right thigh, trickling down. So divination is, we've got some red mushrooms, we've got some hazel, agaric mushrooms, we have witch hazel, we have jasmine, we have mugwort, oak, and willow. So she has an assortment just like the protection angel of herbs around her. And her and the protection angel both have wings. Shine and enchantment have robes. And illumination, she's just standing in the window blasting out her rainbow vibes at night. So the final outcome, the outcome of upping my enchantment practice, that's what we'll call it. I don't need to call myself a witch. I'll just say I follow a beautiful enchantment process. And what is going to be the outcome? Divination. So as I invite more magical energy into my life, the result is more magical answers, visions, connections, sights, sounds, knowing. I really can take my divination, I feel, to a whole new level by incorporating some things that my ego might think is silly, like why are you lighting this certain colored candle, saying these affirmations while you're focusing? Well, I already light candles and I already say affirmations. So why the hell not put them together in a more focused way? You know what I'm saying? It's not even that weird, ego. Back off. Right? Because I love getting messages. Even just this layout. Like, I'm like, actually, like, how cool is that? This really has worked out for me in a beautiful, encouraging way, which is truly the purpose of oracle cards. Like, if you never had oracle cards, the best thing that you'll receive by getting your first deck, besides connecting with your intuition and knowingness, is being encouraged by spirit, by yourself, by your higher self. That's what I love about oracle cards. They're encouraging, right? They're supportive. They want you to keep going, keep growing, keep shining your light. They want you to keep asking questions, because the more you ask, the more you receive. The more that you summon, the more that comes at you and the more that you can be open to. And then it is just this expansive dance with the universe. So it's like at this point, I'm like, what even that was my question? Right? It's so supportive. There's so much beautiful energy. It's like, just stay on your path. Don't get caught up in the minor decisions. Like, everything you do is going to be protected, because as long as you maintain your integrity, your sense of quality and what you put out, like, as long as your intentions are to step up and shine, no matter what you're doing, just always be shining your light, your path will be illuminated. And yeah, the suggestion is to become more magical, become more enchanted, become more connected, become a little bit more witchy, sweetheart, and let those messages flow in. Let that wisdom anchor within you. Let that triple goddess energy come alive in you. So I want to look at in the book for the second part of this podcast, because like, this was, of course, answered my question, but think about what your questions might come in, like what question you're holding today, and we'll just see what else these cards have to say, to see if anything else is coming in that's super relevant. And I want to hear about those red magic mushrooms. I know they're toxic or something. I don't know though. I've seen pictures of foxes eating them, but I thought that they were hallucinogenic. So I'd like to hear about that. I love that divination has crescent moons in the top corners of her card. I love that there's a dragon. I love that there's a unicorn. And then protection has 2 purple mushrooms with golden spots on them, on the ground beside her in golden circles. She has the triple goddess symbol with the 2 crescent moons. Her arms are crossed in front of her chest, which reminds me of a specific rune that has been finding me, that represents humanity and service to humanity. So there is that message. And then, of course, there is lots of rainbow colors sprinkled throughout. So let's grab this sweet little guidebook, the Enchanted Spell Oracle, and see what other messages we can gather for the 100th episode of Herb Oracle. So yeah, I have to remind myself that this is a party. Yaha! 100th episode, party! So yeah, I guess if like I'm gonna be a single celibate lady, I might as well be a freaking witch while I'm at it. Like, actually, what a blessing. What an amazing opportunity. Like, no one's up in my business right now. Like, if I want to embark on a new weird path, now's the time to do it. There's nobody here to stop me or get in my way or distract me. Like, I can just get witchy with it. Na 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 na. Get witchy with it. All right, we'll see how well that goes over at Herbal Marie. My God, probably not. Bunch of nerds. All right, so anyways, I love my nerds. I am a nerd. I am all things. I am a nerd. I am a healer. I am a witch. I am a tender, a nature tender. I'm a steward of the land. I'm a mother. I'm a goddess. I am so many things. Of course, why wouldn't I be a witch too? So I'm really embracing this energy today because why not? It's here. So last night I made a list of general intentions of things that I wanted to do more of. And it was actually a pretty long list. It was like love more, feel more, adore me more, dance more, laugh more, dream more, open more, allow more, grow more. Like, it just on and on and on. And I think I'm going to add to it enchant more. Obviously, after we just pulled these cards and got this message, I have to put shine more and enchant more, right? So make a more list today. What are some things that you want to do more of? Laugh more, hug more, kiss more, love more, create more, make more, adore more. Like, see how general that is, but yet it gets some type of energy flowing. So anyways, make a general intention list today about what you want to do. And okay, I just opened up the book to enchantment. So enchant more. That's what, I guess we don't have to read these in order. We got the crescent moon layout. Now we're going to do it however we want. Since I opened up the book to enchantment, excuse me. I forgot to clear my throat during the break. Enchantment is all about magic, recovery, and self-care. Okay, so now I understand why we are going to talk about this one first. Being that single celibate lady, this is now the beginning of my recovery journey, my self-care journey. After you leave a long-term relationship, like 13 years, there is definitely some recovery that needs to happen, especially if it wasn't, beautiful and positive the whole time. When I look back on it, I see so much that was in error and wrong on both our parts, but it really, I'm very, very, very aware of a lot of things that I tolerated that I shouldn't have because they were very detrimental to me and not good for my self-esteem. And, so now I really have to protect myself and give myself the space to heal and recover and renew my sense of self-love, self-care, self-worth, self-respect. I just really need to be with myself right now. And, this is funny because for how many weeks, every podcast I was like, welcome to Herb Oracle. Where the hell is my lover? And, I'm really starting to see how the patterns that I had in my life, my entire life, how I used sex to validate, and then how ultimately I was used for sex. And I'm not just talking about the last 13 years. I'm talking about the last lots of years, 25 years, So I just it's a real interesting part of my life. So self-care and recovery and magic are the themes for this card and are the themes in my future. So this has the ash tree on it, ASH, ash tree. The ash tree is associated with inspiration and imagination. Its wood is deceptively robust for such a graceful species. Strong spiritual associations can be found in the ash tree's history, with legend proclaiming that its roots reside in the molten core of the earth, while its leaves touch the heavens. The ash tree is a complex tree of opposites, of worlds within worlds, of cycles of quick growth, degeneration, and rebirth. So this is the card that has the green mermaid dragon that I'm in love with, so in love with. It has the ash tree enchantment. It has February 18th to March 17th on the card. A lot of these cards have dates on them. And I love her hair. It's red. Her gown, her dress, gown, robe is Archangel Michael blue, electric blue. So I feel a lot of Bridget energy with that red hair, that, knowing that fire within, thinking about how the roots go down into the fire of the earth, right? To me, that says go in within yourself, connect with that fire within you, that Bridget energy, knowing your strength. And I feel this is a second card of protection as well, with that Archangel Michael color in it. So the symbolism of this card, according to the Enchanted Spell Oracle Guidebook, says, the priestess of enchantment is set beneath a wheel of ash, seed pods, leaves, and flowers. Beside her is the ash tree's spirit animal, the seahorse. For the ash has strong connections with human emotions as deep as the ocean. Okay, so my dragon mermaid is actually a seahorse. I can see that now. Talk about already enchanting more and being more magical. I'm like, seahorse? What are you talking about? It's obviously a water dragon mermaid. Oh my gosh, that's so cute of me. It's a seahorse. Whatever. It's my freaking dragon mermaid. Back off. The color of the ash is cobalt blue and is linked with the northern hemisphere's fading winter and early spring. generally between the dates of the 18th of February to the 17th of March. And the keywords for the ash tree include recovery, wisdom, and understanding. Oh my gosh. So when the enchantment card appears, it's time to take a step back from the busyness of the world. The ash tree reminds us to rise above and look at the big picture. In truth, we are only here for such a short time. Slow down and appreciate life. So I do love that message because it's like, yo, what's up, baby? You are an eternal being. We live for eternity. Like, there's no rush. There really is no rush. Even though we feel that rush, don't you? Like, I just feel like I have so much that I want to create. Like, let's hurry up and get all this created before we die, you know? But it's like, there's like that message that's like, okay, but slow down and enjoy yourself and know that there's no rush. And hey, if you croak early, no big deal. No big deal. You got other things lined up for you. So the power of reflective self-care is highlighted by this card. In this stillness, magic can begin to blossom and moments of enchantment can be found. So yeah, stillness, quiet. These are the moments in my day that I am embracing more and more and more. Like just yesterday, I sat with my bag of runes, my beautiful hematite runes with, the runes are painted gold, like, you know, the symbols are gold, so it's black and gold. It's very Pittsburgh. Go Steelers. They're gorgeous and they feel so good in my hands, and literally they charge me up. Like, I was actually like turned on after working with them for an hour because it was like so much energy in the root chakra, and I got beautiful messages and I connected more with the cards and I understood the runes more, and I'm really starting to see them easier and in a different light, and they make sense to me. So anyways, but it was it was like a chunk of our quiet time. So I'm having these really quiet moments of gratitude, appreciation, allowingness, understanding, sight. I'm allowing these quiet moments of sight where I can see things within very clearly. And yeah, that to me is magical, and those are definite moments of enchantment. So this card says, often the answer to a tricky problem appears when the mind has been allowed to become quiet. This quietness can be found in painting, drawing, writing poetry, or just contemplating the beauty of nature. So yeah, the beauty of nature. Of course, I'm looking outside now and watching my lilac bush kind of be blown a little bit on the western side by the wind. And it's kind of just sort of shaking and dancing with the light rain and doing its thing. But there's a lot of beauty everywhere that we look. And when we just quiet down and appreciate that and bring that into our bodies, we are rejuvenated. We are putting ourselves in a quiet, still moment that helps us recover. And that is definitely self-care, 100%. So let's read. We have to read the rituals today, obviously. We have to read the spells. This has a little activity to make an ash amulet. Making an amulet out of ash wood in a natural setting can help slow your mind, allowing you an enchanted space to create much needed peace. It can also awaken your intuition and bring some insightful answers. So first get your tree book out and try to figure out which one is an ash tree. And take a small ash tree branch and cut a disc from it. Oh my God. You guys, listen. Onto the disc, carve or draw the rune symbol ansuz. And it looks like an F that's kind of pointing, like it's angling its F things downward a little bit more. So it looks like an F slanted down, for the breath of God, ansuz. The stillness that comes when we quiet our chattering mind and just listen. So ansuz is the one that means mouth and speaking, I believe. Yeah, because that's the one on my rune oracle card that has a picture of Odin, and he is speaking a spell. He's speaking so powerfully, and people are listening. But this also can mean the breath of God and the stillness that comes when we quiet our chattering mind and just listen. Just listen to that guidance and that wisdom. So isn't that funny? I just was telling you about runes, and then I never even read this before. I don't know if she references to runes in any of the other spells, but that's pretty cool. Ansuz, ansuz, for the breath of God. So basically, it's asking you to make an amulet, or basically like a rune on a wooden disc. So that's pretty cool. That is really cool. And then you can meditate on that or carry it with you to help slow your mind, allow yourself to create an enchanted space, bring in that peace, that quiet, and let your chattering mind just settle down and listen, and then receive your insightful answers. Oh my goodness, it just occurred to me how long of a podcast this might end up being. Oh well, it's the 100th episode. It might end up being 100 minutes. Okay, so that was enchantment. I love that so much. Okay, so let's go right to that was the 4th card. Let's just do the 5th card since we're over there, because it just makes sense that enchantment was saying quiet down and then receive your messages. And so that is also what we need to do if we want to have more messages, if we want more divination, if we want more guidance, if we want more clarity, if we want more inner wisdom. You also have to create that quiet space within you so that you can hear everything that is being shown to you. If your mind is chattering, if you're running at the mouth, if your mind is racing like a freaking maniac in circles, looping, you're not going to hear shit. So let's go over to divination, which is all about guidance, meditation, and intuition. This is mugwort. So what is so great for me personally was that just yesterday or the day before? I made mugwort smudge sticks. It was a little late in the season, like a definitely flower. Got some mugwort flowers in there, that's fine. But it was a little late in the season to do it, but I knew that the rains were coming. And I thought to myself, you know what? You're not going to have a chance to make any. And in the middle of the winter, you might wish you had a mugwort smudge stick. So I made 4. I'm looking at them hanging. I made 4 of them. They're so big. I like them big, I guess. I made some huge smudge sticks, just in case I need to smoke this mother trucker and really have some serious cleansing, remove the negativity, and have myself some lucid dreams, like I'm ready to bring in more answers in my dreamscape. Let's go. Mugwort is my herbal ally to do that. So mugwort, Artemisia vulgaris, is an herb of the shadows and one that blooms at night. It is associated with protection from misfortune and moon magic. So now we have 3 cards of protection. Aromatic, calmative, and anti-inflammatory. Mugwort is considered a splendidly useful weed. The use of mugwort in divination is widespread, as it stimulates the third eye. On a metaphysical level, mugwort is said to help in past life regressions. So it has a ton of uses medicinally, spiritually, energetically, metaphysically. Mugwort is amazing. So the priestess of divination on this card is in a trance. She's in a trance underneath a powerful botanical wheel of mugwort, fly agaric, hazel, jasmine, oak, and willow. These plants all help open the third eye chakra, allowing for excellent insight and awareness. Her wings represent her light spirit, and either side of them read in Scottish Gaelic words Serabhach Ribhan, meaning fairy maiden. When the priestess of divination appears, it is time to retreat from the noise and demands of the world and create a sacred space. This time out allows you to reconnect with your inner power, your true self. It is a good time to practice meditation, consult oracle and tarot cards, and write down your findings in a journal. This process can really help you get in touch with your feelings and what you truly want from life. It can help flush out the hidden concerns that are troubling you, and through quiet contemplation, find ways to solve problems. The priestess of divination encourages you to connect with your higher self and ask for guidance. So yeah, a lot of messages to go within and go vertical. Go up and connect with your higher self. Create that space. Allow those answers to be channeled through you. Get into that trance that you can write in your journal and discover things that you are ready to know. So this has an activity to make a mugwort dream pillow. A great way to harness the magical properties of mugwort. Take a handful of the dried herb and sew it into a little dream pillow made from your favorite fabric. Place this herbal pouch under your pillow at night and affirm that the answer to a tricky problem will be resolved in your dream. Keeping a dream journal by your bed is a useful way to capture the dream before you rise for the day. So pay attention to your dreams, sleep with mugwort. Yeah, like I think the one year I did make mugwort dream pillows for my friends, but I haven't done that for so long, and I have so much mugwort growing out front of my house that I could certainly do that again. I don't know if I'll do that this year, because if the rain doesn't leave, the leaves might be done. They might be done for now. But anyways, there's always next year, and I've got 4 huge smudges. I could just curl up with one of those. I could just wrap fabric around one of my ginormous smudge sticks. Like, what was I trying to prove? My smudge stick. I like them big. What's up? All right. Um, Good advice, good practice. So let's see. Who do we have now? Um, let's go to the beginning now and do the first 3 cards. So we started off with illumination, which was our current present moment, illumination. And its keywords is loved, peaceful, and safe. So I think every single card now has had a message of protection or safety, or like that is really sweet, because that is the space that I'm personally creating in my life right now for myself. A really, really safe space for me. So, illumination. The herb that goes with this card, speaking of smudge sticks, is sage. So that is really fun, because when I posted a picture of my mugwort smudge sticks on my Facebook page, Sadie Marie Cherico, you are more than welcome and invited to connect with me there. Just remember, though, I might not be on for a couple weeks, but friend request me, I will approve you. My friend Sherry said that she makes smudge sticks out of sage. So that is really fun for me to hear that Salvia officinalis is the herb with the illumination card. Burning dried sage is a well-known way to cleanse the energy of a person's aura and living space. It has the power to protect and heal, to ground, and to inspire strength and courage. Sage has been used by many cultures around the world in religious ceremonies. The herb is recognized for its curative and antiseptic properties and is known to provide insights by stimulating the third eye chakra. Okay, so now we have back-to-back messages stimulating and opening the third eye chakra. First with mugwort, now with sage. Actually, mugwort wasn't alone. It had the mushroom, witch hazel, jasmine, oak, and willow. So mugwort had a whole arsenal of herbs that open the third eye chakra, and now sage is coming in to say, me too. Me too. It's time to really embrace that woo-woo, I guess, because like for a while you're like, all right, open up my third eye, whatever. But now that you've been getting messages and connecting with your oracle cards, connecting with your divination, connecting with your intuition, getting visions, getting clarity, isn't there a part of you that's like, let's amplify this? Let's see how open we can become. Let's see where our comfort level can be stretched to with getting messages from the divine. So the illumination card depicts the priestess of illumination, a young woman with a rainbow flowing from her heart chakra. She is flanked by 2 stylized sage bushes. The illuminated text reads, oh, here's what I couldn't read. I am sending you light. I am sending you light, even now. Shine on, beautiful ones. You are loved. So that's what the card reads. I am sending you light, even now. Shine on, beautiful ones. You are loved. The image is designed to bring peace, healing, and love to anyone who needs it. The illumination card appears when it is time to bring more light into your life. This can be on a physical or energetic level. An excellent way to start is to imagine yourself filled with bright white light whenever you think of it. So any chance you get today, see yourself filled with bright white light. You may also want to purify your home energetically, because stale and dense energy can become trapped and brewed in nooks and crannies, and you will want to flush it out. So with the illumination card, there is a light spell. Illuminate all the corners of your house and brighten your life with the following house cleansing spell, the light spell. So collect one small sage smudge stick, a white tea light, and 20 gm of salt. Light the sage stick, place it into a ceramic bowl, and visit every part of the house, allowing the smoke to penetrate all of the rooms. Be sure to visit particularly dark corners and under beds. Have the doors and windows open, as this lets the smoke out along with any heavy or dull energy. When you have smudged the whole house, pour a generous amount of rock salt in a circle around the tea light. Light the candle and imagine you are drawing bright light all around you. Visualize 4 luminous angels surrounding your house at quarters of north, east, south, and west. Know that your house is now full of bright, vibrant energy. Discard the salt and candle once it has burned to nothing. Whew. And that is the light spell that you can do to illuminate all the corners of your house and brighten your life, cleanse out that dark, heavy energy. Make sure you open up a window, let out the smoke, let out the densities, and yeah, just cleanse your space. I love that you visualize bringing in bright light all around you, within you, and yeah, even without the candle and the rock salt and the sage, even if you don't have any of those, today, as many times as you can imagine yourself filled with bright white light and bring more light into your life. I'm loving the flow of these spells and cards, because as we were bringing the angels to the north, south, east, and west of our houses, with that last light spell, now we have the protection card, which is all about guardianship, sanctuary, and safekeeping. So yeah, asking the angels to guard your windows and your doors and all the directions, that is really a beautiful practice and request to bring into your life. So this protection priestess, she has an assortment of herbs around her. She has a wheel of herbs behind her. But the main herb that we're going to talk about is bay, Laurus nobilis. Bay leaves. And that's another thing that you can light on fire. If you've never smudged a bay leaf, do it. It crackles and sparkles, and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. So do it over the kitchen sink, but it smells really good. So bay leaves have long been noted for their protective qualities, both in medicine and in folklore. And I always throw a bay leaf into vegetable stock or soup. In the Middle Ages, branches of bay leaves were used to brush away bad spirits and ill health in households that had fallen on hard times. The spicy yet astringent scent of bay brings a sense of freshness and cleanliness to the home. Bay is healing and reviving. The priestess of protection stands firm beneath the powerful helm of awe, a talisman for defense against illness and bad luck. The helm of awe, Helm, helm of awe. It's a talisman for defense against illness and bad luck. And it's gorgeous. It's like a golden pendant thing. Very cool. Might have to look more into that. Maybe like a fun one to draw on paper. She is surrounded by a potent wheel of herbs known for their protective qualities. Bay leaves, birch, hazel, lily, lavender, and valerian. The priestess is a powerful healer and one who specializes in breaking hexes and curses. One who knows how to keep homes and families safe. So the divination for this protection card is know that you are protected by a higher force when you draw this card, as well as taking physical security measures to keep your house safe. The added reassurance of psychic protection goes a long way in making you and your home feel secure. So yeah, I feel like we've done that now that we've made a mugwort dream pillow. We've lit a white tea light candle with salt. We've burned some sage. Now we have a witch bottle spell. The following enchantment is a very effective protective spell designed to ward off negativity and protect your living space, and has been adapted from Witta, W-I-T-T-A, Witta by Edane McCoy. Edane McCoy. Witta, W-I-T-T-A. Okay, so here you would take a glass jar and fill it with sand to absorb negativity. 3 strands of your hair to bind any ill intent, and as many bay leaves as will fit to dissolve and deflect any negative energy directed toward you. As you fill the jar, say, "Protected now, above and below, around my space, white light glows." Protected now, above and below, around my space, white light glows. Visualize your house, yourself, and your family surrounded by a giant white bubble of light. Know that you have cleansed your home and filled it with protective energy. Secure the lid onto the jar and bury the witch bottle outside your front door. Protected now, above and below, around my space, white light glows. Oh my gosh, so much white light. So much white light today. It's just absolutely 100% perfect on the 100th episode of Herb Oracle that we are ending with shine. Like even on this gloomy AF day, so much energy to shine, so much light to hold in our bodies. All this white light, all this protection, all this space clearing, all this space creating peace, and just the perfect place for us to receive and connect with our higher selves. So let's end with shine. She is very pleasant looking, like her face is very pleasant and confident. So that's the first keyword: confidence, majesty, limelight. Very interesting. Okay, so this one does have a unicorn. A unicorn that's like, its body is like a Celtic knot design. So it's very interesting. These cards are incredible. So this has the bush, the holly bush or holly tree, and the evergreen holly tree has strong associations with the festival of Yule. With its shiny dark green leaves and gleaming red berries, sprigs of holly brought color and joy to the home during the northern hemisphere's dark winter days. The berries of the holly bush are considered poisonous, and yet they were used in medieval times as a robust cure for excess fluid and colic. The spiked and slippery holly leaf lends itself nicely to protection magic and spells that guard against gossip. Okay, so 5 out of 5 cards all have offered us protection today. So how can you think that you could ever choose wrong in your life with this much protection? How could you worry about anything with this massive amount of energetic protection in this crescent moon spread today? So yeah, we even got a little protection here to guard us against gossip. The priestess of shine is standing beneath a botanical wheel of holly leaves, berries, and flowers. She is clothed in sunshine yellow, the color of late summer, and has associations with the fire festival of Lammas, celebrated between the 8th of July and the 4th of August in the Northern Hemisphere. Beside her is the white unicorn, the spirit animal of the holly tree, and one that symbolizes magical possibilities. So magical possibilities as we enchant more, as we receive more divine messages, and we illuminate more. The appearance of the shine card acts as a gentle reminder to stop hiding your talents, or stop being modest about the things you do well. That's pretty intense, because absolutely I hold back. Absolutely. The energy of this card is regal and majestic, and when you draw it, you can assured that it's your time to shine. It is your time to shine. Sometimes the negative opinions of others can stop us from doing what we truly love or being who we truly need to be. Be confident. Be brave. Step out and put yourself in the limelight. If jealousy from others or thoughts about being the subject of gossip is stopping you, the following holly spell can help put your mind at rest. All right, so I love this card so much. This is our last spell, but it is such a sweet encouragement for us to step into the limelight in our lives, to shine our light, to share our talents. And you know what? You don't need to play yourself down anymore. Stop being modest about the things you do well. Those are your gifts, and your gifts are meant to be shared. So here's the holly anti-gossip spell. You will need 11 holly leaves, a bowl of water and salt. Place the salt in the bowl of water and arrange the holly leaves around the outside of the bowl so that the bowl might be the sun and the leaves might be its rays. As you arrange the holly leaves, say, "All gossip and jealousy shall be deflected from me. These holly leaves will bind and seize and break ill will directed at me. The light of the sun fills my life. For the good of all, no more strife." Place the holly leaves in the water and throw the water and leaves in the garden as if you were throwing away any negative feelings towards you. I am so glad that we partied with the priestesses today, with these medieval hedge witches, because not only did we have a party for the 100th episode of Herb Oracle, but we had one of those cool parties that, like, as we get together, there was actually crafts and activities and things that you could make and take home. So you basically, like, we did some spells, we did some enchantments. You're taking home a mugwort dream pillow. I just hope that you enjoy your party favor. And I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and getting a little witchy, and really just letting that energy come in and cleanse us and let that light come into you. Being a witch is not about darkness at all. It's about light. It's about bringing more light into the world. We only wear black for protection because it absorbs everyone's negative energy, and because everyone looks good in black. What's up? But actually, none of these hedge witches are wearing black today. They're wearing beautiful colors, rainbow colors, colors of the sun, colors of nature, colors of Archangel Michael, colors of protection and earth and green and liveliness. So that is truly what life is about. You being yourself, you not putting yourself in any type of box, you being you being your all natural me-ness, right? You being you. So anyways, thanks for coming to my party. Thank you so much. Illumination, protection, shine, enchantment, and divination. Beautiful priestess for each one of these cards. Beautiful messages and beautiful spells and enchantment. So on that note, get witchy and enchant more. And hey, don't forget your rune. Here, honey, don't forget to take your rune. Thanks so much again for coming to my party. Call me.